So the false card you have for your past is the Four of Cups. Okay, so yeah, this man's got his arms crossed and he's saying, no, I don't want this cup. I don't want any part of this. I'm just staying by myself. I'm not interested. So there's this big disconnect here. That's what I'm getting. Big disconnect and a big separation. And I think it felt to you like you just wanted to separate from a lot of people, maybe even the world. It just feels as if, no, I just don't want a part of this. It doesn't work. I don't feel right. And, I think maybe at this time of year, when there are lots of parties and family gatherings and things like that. I don't go to many parties, but a lot of people do. And it just feels quite difficult at this time of year, because you have to be around all these. It's kind of enforced. It's not that you don't like people. You don't mind people. You're fine. But I think, when things are enforced like that, and especially when you feel this disconnect between you and certain people and you have to kind of be around them, I think it wasn't feeling that good for you. It was a bit difficult. So it feels very separated. It feels as if you were separated from a lot of people inside your mind, not physically. You're around people, but this was kind of what was going on inside your mind, I think. It feels very tiring to me, very, very draining. And this probably sounds a little bit strange, but I'm getting this feeling of it's like two different cultures. And I'm seeing family members here. So you felt as if you were from one culture and they were from another. And obviously, if you're a family member, if you're family, they're not. You're the same culture, obviously, if you're in family. But that's how it felt. That's how it felt inside of you. It's like, I like this, they all like that. I talk about this, they talk about different things. I like this food, they like that food. It goes a lot deeper than that, than food and things you like, but it's just, your whole philosophy, your attitude, your ideas, maybe political, maybe spiritually, maybe all kinds of ideas about things, things. You're just very, very, very different from a lot of these people. And you might actually look at some of these people, especially relatives, and think, I know this sounds horrible, but you might think, am I actually related to these people? Do I actually, it sounds bad, but it's not because you don't like them. It's just that you just feel like, I just don't get this. I just feel as if this is not, it feels like they're not speaking my language. It feels like they don't, I'm actually seeing a conversation here. There's actually a conversation here that I'm seeing. And you're kind of on the fringes of this conversation. You're kind of listening, you're kind of holding back. It's a bit like, it looks like you're on the sidelines actually, sort of observing. And you're just listening to this and you're thinking, well, I just don't really get this. I really don't. But, I'll stand here and nod along. And that was really, really draining, because I think you had to kind of keep all of these feelings to yourself. You had to keep this all to yourself. And, I think a part of this is, you know who you are. You know who you are. You don't change your opinions for other people. You don't change who you are for people. You don't go out of your way to kind of blend in with what people think. It's not like you automatically, talk about the opposite of what people talk about. You're not loud. You don't go out of your way to kind of have arguments and say, no, I don't agree with you. It's not like that. It's just that, you don't, a lot of people are all, oh yes, I agree, I like that thing. They all kind of follow. And you don't do any of that. You don't do any of that. You just stick to what you know. So, I think the thing is with you is you internalize a lot of this, and you're a very deep thinker and you think about all of this. And, it's just keeping that all to yourself and not being able to express that. That can be really tiring, really draining. I think that was kind of what was happening to you. So I'm actually seeing headaches here. I'm seeing headaches, general tiredness. Maybe you're waking up with headaches. I'm seeing that as well. Waking up with, I've got this big headache. And to me, that can be a sign of just needing to be by yourself, away from things, just to kind of decompress everything, let it out of your system, rest it out of your system, I should say, rest it out of your system. That's what you need to do. That's what I'm seeing here. So, of course, if you have really bad headaches, see a doctor. I know you know that, but I have to say that. But yeah, if this is all affecting you, get a lot of time to yourself, as much as you can, get as much rest as you can, try and minimize the interactions as much as you can, only go to things that are crucial that you have to, you can go to things, you can even leave early if you want to, if you don't feel comfortable, because it just feels like this time of year, there are lots of things going on, and it just feels very, very difficult, very difficult. It just feels like you're on one planet and other people are on another. That's how it feels to me. Okay, so the next card you have for your past is the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's some kind of, this is a determination. This is what this Knight of Pentacles is like. Determination. It's a real kind of dogged determination. I'll keep going. I'll keep pushing forward. I'll push and push. Even if it takes years, I'm going to keep going. I'm determined. But it's not like you're rushing forward. It's not like you're rushing around like, the Knight of Wands, which is here. It's more like slow and steady. I keep going. And you're determined to do what you want, but it's just in your own quiet way. You don't back down. You don't make a big noise about it. You just quiet. You just do your own thing, and you just keep going until you get what you want. That's kind of what you're like. So, you don't yell and scream and say, oh, I want my own way. It's not like that. So, you're just like this workhorse, just like on this card. But yeah, I'm seeing a love connection here. I'm not sure where you are with this person, because I'm feeling a bit of a disconnect here as well with this love connection. There's some kind of thing that doesn't quite fit. You don't feel quite right, or you didn't at this time, might still be happening, I think. It actually feels to me, I'll tell you what I'm seeing, it feels like someone might be trying to change you, actually. There's a bit of time away from them, and then you come back again. You have time away from them, I think you come back again. I don't know if you're sorting things out. It feels a little bit backwards and forwards. There is love there, but then you feel as if someone's trying to change you and you're reacting against that. And so maybe that's why it's backwards and forwards, because it's like, I do love them, but I don't like this, putting up with this. It might be that. I'm actually getting this, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you change? Why don't you do that? You just don't. You don't change for the sake of it. You don't change for other people. The only time you change is if you truly believe you should yourself, by yourself, on your own. It has to come from you. There's something about ambition here. I don't know what that is. I'm just seeing ambition. I don't know why. I don't know what. But you are ambitious. You're ambitious in your own way, but very, very quietly determined. That's what I'm seeing on this card. That's what this is about. There's something about ambition. It might be what this person's trying to change you into doing something. I don't know. But yeah, it does feel very like someone's trying to push you. Maybe they're making you trying to make you agree to something. Excuse me. Sorry. You weren't doing that. You weren't. Sorry, I've got this. Sorry about that. It's just because I'm talking a lot. You weren't going to just agree to what they were saying. It's this backwards and forwards between I love them, but I really hate being pushed. I really hate being told what to do. I really hate being told that I have to change. I don't like that at all. I'm reacting against that. But I do have love for this person. That's kind of what I'm getting now. Maybe they had good intentions with what they wanted to do, but it's not right to change someone unless it's something that they're doing very, very terribly, like unless you're breaking the law or you're hurting someone or you're doing something terrible, of course. But you're not doing that. You're not doing that. This is about something to do with, I keep on getting that word ambition. It keeps on popping up. So It doesn't make any sense to why that's coming up, but that might have something to do with this. But the thing is, they're not a parent. You're not a child. You're in charge of yourself. You know what you need, and you're not going to be pushed into things. So that's what I'm seeing in that card. Okay, the last card you have, you passed, is the Six of Swords. Yeah, so this is showing me you probably did take this time out from a lot of the world, actually. I don't think you're in total hermit mode. I'm trying to say total hermit, so I'm saying total. Okay, so yes. Yeah, you just it's not like you were the hermit. You weren't going off to think, you weren't going off to meditate or anything like that. You just needed to get some time to yourself. You were just drained, and you just had to get away from that draining feeling. Look at all these swords in this boat. A lot of the time I see swords as words, and so I think you just had to get away from all these words, all the people, all the words, all the talking. It was just really exhausting. The thing is, if you look at this boat, there are all these swords, and they're kind of stabbed into the boat. I'll just move it up so you can see. So they're all sticking up in this boat, and it's like someone's kind of stabbed the swords into the bottom of the boat. It's a wooden boat as well. So if you actually did that, if you literally did that, and then kind of you went sailing, you'd sink. It wouldn't work. So I think to stop yourself from sinking with all this draining and all this heavy energy and this difficult energy that you have, you just had to go on your own. You just had to leave. You just had to. It really feels like this is a necessity. I have to get away. So yeah, I know this all sounds a bit negative, but actually, it's actually a bit positive because, for one, you have boundaries. This is what this is showing me. You have boundaries, very, very strong ones. You know where they are. You know who you are. You know where your limits are, and a lot of people don't have any of those things. There are a lot of crowd followers in this world, and you're absolutely not one of them. That's what I'm seeing in your past. You are absolutely not a crowd follower. Okay, so I'll go on with the present, which is the Emperor. So that's the first card, the Emperor. So yeah, this really illustrates to me who you are. Now, the classic interpretation of this card is that the Emperor's Aries, and it is, of course it's Aries. This card sums up Aries perfectly. Fire, I'm in charge, all of that. That's what you see on the outside of an Aries. It's very obvious with an Aries person, but with you, you're like this as well. You're strong, you're disciplined, you're determined, and all of that, but it's on the inside. And because it's on the inside, not many people see that in you. And maybe that's why you're getting these people trying to push you into things. You're getting these people trying to put their opinions on you. All these people kind of talking at you, telling you this is right, that's right. And you think, no, it's not. And you're sitting there quietly and you're taking this all in. But you're very, very, very strong inside, very determined. And people don't see that. I think it's only when people try to tell you what to do that this side comes out. And I think even then, it doesn't come out in an obvious way. It still comes out, but I think when it does come out, people know you mean business. So they know you're not a pushover. And I think when it does come out, it actually surprises people because they're like, oh, what's happened to this quiet person? But okay, I'm still getting this. I'm still getting this love connection. I'm still getting this feeling of, it's just a feeling of being pushed. It feels like being pushed into something. And again, if this resonates, you're definitely standing your ground. You're not moving. You're like the Knight of Pentacles. You're standing your ground. You're solid. You're just standing there. You're like, I'm not moving for anyone. I'm not moving for them. I'm only going to move if that's what I want to do. But, again, I keep on seeing this. You're a very deep thinker. You're a philosophical person. You analyze things. You look at the deeper meaning. That's another reason why I think you're very different from all these other people in the Four of Cups. And, on the surface, it's like you're on one side, they're on the other side. If this is a love connection, I'm seeing that it might be. They're trying to get you to move or push you into being something else. You're standing your ground. They're standing theirs. It's like, I'm not changing. And but on the deeper level, I also think you might be thinking about why they want you to change. It's like, do they want you for you, or do they want you to be something that's in their imagination? Do they want you to be something that is their fantasy? Because you're not that, you're you. You are you. So then if they do want that, then it's like, do they want you? So yeah, lots and lots of questions there. So if this is making any kind of sense to you, I know it sounds a bit kind of all over the place, but yeah, especially if you're still with them, if this is a love connection and you're still with this person and they're trying to change you, there's a real boss-employee dynamic, or, you know, it's like teacher, student, parent, child, that kind of thing. And I'm really feeling this. It just doesn't feel equal. It doesn't feel balanced. It just doesn't feel good. There's something not good about this. There's something that doesn't feel right about this. You know, all I can say is if something feels wrong, especially if you can't be yourself, which is what I'm getting here, listen to your instincts. Listen to your instincts. And to me, I think your instincts are telling you, this doesn't feel right. But it really feels like, I don't like this, I don't like what's happening, but I love them, you know, so you're going backwards and forwards. So the next card you have for your presence, the Ten of Swords. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these two cards together, this one and the Four of Swords. So, yeah, the Ten of Swords can be about fighting to the death. And sometimes it's a warning, you know, it's reminding you to stop something before it goes too far. Because what I'm seeing here is this big disconnect, this big, you want to be you, someone's not happy with you, they want you to change, they want you to be something else. And with the Four of Swords, obviously that's about peace, rest. And this all just makes me think of that saying, what is it? It's better to be in peace than to be right. I'm not saying you shouldn't stand up for yourself, but what I'm seeing everywhere all over this so far is this need to remove yourself from stress, remove yourself from feeling drained. So I think the message here is at least get away from this, at least for now. And I think you've been trying to do that, but it does feel very backwards and forwards. So I think you really need a more of a long stretch away from this person. You know, if you're with someone, if you're in a relationship, I'm not saying get up and leave them right now, but, you know, I have to be honest with you about what I'm seeing. And, you know, this dynamic, it just doesn't feel very good to me. And if you're feeling that as well, follow your instincts, listen to your instincts. That's all I really want to say there. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I don't want to keep on talking about this relationship dynamic and all of that, but you know, it's here again. I keep on seeing it, and you know, when something comes up all over a reading, it's for a reason, obviously. So I can't ignore this. If it comes up, it tells me you have to talk about this. You have to talk. So I am. That's what I'm doing. So I actually think they might be trying to push you in your career, because I was seeing ambition. I was seeing ambition in the Knight of Pentacles. So it's just popping up all the time. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. So it might be career, it might be something around that, might be studying. I just think from their point of view, it's a bit like they see you as someone who maybe should be doing more. But you have ambitions, you know, you're good at what you do. You're just quiet about it. You just don't go around shouting about it. That's all. That's the difference between the differences between you. That's the big difference between you. You know, if someone was trying to analyse what I was doing and they were telling me what to do, I'd want to keep things to myself as well. I wouldn't want to share things with them. So I can see why you're doing this if that's what you're doing. And look at this knight. He's trying to rush. He's trying to push things, but he's not in control of what he's doing. He's not in control of his horse. So they're trying to tell you what to do. They're trying to tell you to change. If this is all resonating, this is what I'm seeing. But they're doing it in a kind of clumsy way. They're not in control of what they're doing. It feels like they're trying to do this. There is love here. there absolutely is love here. But then the contrast of that is that you feel pushed into things. You know, if you feel uncomfortable, this is going to sound really blunt, I know, but if you feel like that, what kind of love makes you feel like that? What kind of love makes you feel like that? No love should make you feel like that. No love should make you feel uncomfortable. No love should make you feel as if you have to not be yourself. No love should make you feel as if you have to change. You shouldn't have to change. Okay, I just want to say one more thing here on this card. I know this has turned into a really specific reading. I just have to say, you know, that just happens sometimes, so I just have to read what I say. But yeah, I'm really, you might be thinking, oh, this is all one thing. But yeah, that's just how I'm seeing, that's just what I'm seeing this, or how I'm seeing this. Okay, so the next card you have, you features the Eight of Wands. Okay, this is looking really interesting. This is something completely different. Finally, you say, something different. So, okay, so again, I'm looking at these two cards together, this card and the Nine of Pentacles. So, because I'm seeing some kind of fast thing, and it's something to do with feeling content and having that stability and all of that kind of thing. So, okay, I'll try and explain this. This feels like a bit of a conclusion. I'm getting this conclusion. It's coming to a conclusion, coming to an end. There's something that's been going on in the background, I think in the background of your life. First it was in the foreground, and then you just kind of got sick of this going on. It's like a big battle or some kind of dispute. It's kind of low key. It's been going on in the background for a long time. And yeah, it just feels really long, really drawn out. And, you know, you might be at the stage where you just think, well, you know, this is going on and on. It's not coming to an end. I'm going to try and think about something else because I can't think about this anymore. So that might be the stage that you're at. So, you know, now I think while you're kind of thinking about something else and your mind's off that, I think this is when you're coming into a surprise, actually, because I think things are going to start moving on this. They're going to start moving in the opposite direction now. And yeah, this is all about fast movement. Everything's in the right direction. Everything's going in the same direction. And this is all coming in your direction. What this is coming in your direction. It's happening really, really quickly. It's something to do with money, definitely, because you've got the Nine of Pentacles. And it looks like this is shooting into the Nine of Pentacles. All these ones are kind of shooting down into the Nine of Pentacles and making this woman really abundant with all these coins there. I'll just lift it up so you can see. So, yeah, so that's what's happening. So, yeah, the Nine of Pentacles is really independent. So that also tells me that this is yours and only yours. Okay, so this is battle, or this kind of dispute, or whatever this is that was going on. And I think the other person at the other end of this is just giving up. It's like they've run out of something, they've come to the end, because these wands are flying through the air and they're just about to crash down. They're about to come to an end, they're about to fall down, and they're about to fall down onto this woman in the Nine of Pentacles, and they're falling down, and here's all her money. So I think they've run out of something. They've run out of money, resources, time, I don't know what, but they're like, right, I'm just going to finish this. I don't care. I'm going to close this whole thing. And the result of that is that money is coming into you. Beautiful rewards, money rewards, really big change. It's going to be a really big surprise to you. It's coming in very quickly to you. So yeah, I really, really hope you know what that is. If there's a dispute that's been going on, it might be litigation, might be something else, might be something that you put in for, I don't know. But it is definitely coming in for you now, and it's going to come in very, very quickly. Might even come in this month. It might be a nice end of the year bonus for you.